I had talked about the, like say, the Northwest colored Nutra, like the Washington, Oregon colored Nutra. And I was fortunate enough to find a blanket that was for sale, pretty reasonable. And wound up with this. You won't see very many Nutria blankets, so I wanted this one when I found it. So you can see each individual skin and the pale sides and the dark coloration of the Northwest colored Nutra compared to our reddish brown. They're gorgeous. It's a queen size fur blanket, and it is extremely warm. So on those nights we get like the 10 to 15 degree nights, this goes on the bed. But just wanted to show you. Had some questions about it, so yeah, trappers need to not only just be a producer of fur, but also a consumer of fur too. And with the blankets I've had made, different wall hangings and art and gifts and blankets and coats, we got to do our part to help continue the use of our furs. It's going to go away if we don't just keep the tradition alive. I'm going to get out of here for the day and go check the traps. Coming in for another check up here at the Beaver Lake sets. I know it's just about time to get out of here and move to another spot, what I call smash and dash trapping. But the been a little slow up here anyway. We'll see if anything hit last night. Got a feeling it's going to be really, really slow. You get down to the tail end of the set checks, and there's just not as many players on the board as what they started out being. So we'll find out today. Hopefully I'm wrong. I'm going to have to contend with a little bit of wind. And one of the reasons why these people around this lake like me coming up here is they've got all these $1 million mansions up on the hills. And they were having so much trouble with the beaver eating up all their landscaping and everything, little fruit trees and stuff they were putting in. So several of these landowners around here, they've put me on their list for preferred trapper to come in and remove their beaver issues. And I'm grateful for them. So we'll get the day started and see if we've made any catches anywhere. Well, first set I'm coming to, I can see it's a Duke 850 sitting right there on the bottom, and nothing. No fresh sign. Moved in, nothing. So I figure it's time for this line to start dying off. Not that I made a lot of catches in here anyway, but it's just how it is after 4 or 5 days. You just run out of targets of what is actually in there available to be caught. So if the rest of the line is slow today, I'll be pulling out of here to go to another place. We'll find out as the day moves along. Set number 2 is a dud. Nothing moved. We didn't have the best of weather for movement last night either, but I can still see the trap bedded right there at the bottom, at the base of that caster mound. I'm gonna move down. Hopefully we've got something somewhere, but yeah, don't look real promising, don't feel real good about it, so we'll see how it plays out. Well, the third set is a bust. Still beaded right there, just offset to the right side of that little trail. And you can tell there's been some come in here, go right across where that trap is, go right up here to put up mud on their caster mound, but it's been several days. I mean, I probably caught that one already because it hadn't been back. But we're gonna keep moving down. Here's this bank lodge. Now this set I've put in right here beside this caster mound and keep resetting it. Just keeps on getting hit. I don't know if I've held on to it, but I'm gonna go right back out here. The stake's all cattywampus. Hopefully. Yesterday was a miss. Today the trap's gone. And I don't see the slide. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Looks like another one might have dove up under the stick pile, but we'll find out in a minute. Looks like that's where the cable's going, so we'll find out in a minute. Got a decent little beaver. And this is in a Duke 850. This is like the third or fourth time this set has been hit. Yesterday was a miss. And today we got this one. And it is producing castor, not full glands, but it is a little bit older, 2-year-old. Decent tail. Just happy to have a catch this morning. So it's another beaver out here. And like I say, the younger beaver are just going to have the orange teeth. The older adults is when you start seeing the black in the teeth. But I'm on the board with this one. Happy to get it. And I'll get this one reset and move down to the next one. So this is all I'm doing right here. I'm just taking the 850, tucking it in as close as I can right here to this castor mound. I do have some sticks and guiding just subsurface right here. I've put a little more castor in here to get their attention. Now, I know this is all bank lodge. And this in front of me is probably the one of the inlets going in and out of it. But I'm going to pick them off right here one at a time as they come out and just get curious enough to investigate this strange castor. And that's the results. Nice 2-year-old. Should be a good clean skin. I didn't feel any bites. And it's full prime all the way up to behind the ears. Now behind the ears, like I say, from the shoulders to behind the ears on a beaver is the last place they prime. This one felt good, so it should be a nice skin. I'll keep moving down once I get this anchor reset. I got nothing on this set, but yeah, things are slowing down. Should be, if this one moved up here at this lodge, I'm hoping that the other ones moved down there at the other lodge, and I've got something else caught in them 330s. But we'll see if the pattern holds as we get down there. Nothing on this set, no fresh mudding or sign visible. Yep, I'm gonna keep moving. That set's still just the same way I put it, same way it was. I'll move down. No activity on this mound either. This is the one I had the big boa raccoon in, I think yesterday. But definitely slowing down. May need to move on up to the next side I've got picked out to hit. And it's one that treated me very well last year. I just got to call the landowner and verify again that it's still okay to come in and play. I'll move down to the last 3 sets and see if we picked up anything else. I truly don't know what to think about this. Just getting down to the next set. And I've got a beaver on the bank. Now it's not exactly quite dead yet. This big sucker looks like something, I don't know what thing. Looks like something's pulled it up on the bank. I'm gonna get to it before something else does. It's another bear. But I can't explain why it's sitting up on the bank dead. Right there it is. Freaky. He did get my stake out here in the shed. You know, this wasn't real deep to begin with, but I do have a front foot catch. And that would appear to be no BS beaver extreme, but that's a bear. That's a big old beaver. I'll get over here to him in a minute. This is a normal, good beaver. It's a 2-year-old. Oh my goodness, I've got to get a weight on this thing. This is freakishly big. Freakishly big. These feet are way bigger than my hand. Goodness. But this will be over 60. Yeah, it wasn't dead. It was just laying up here. It had the stake pulled, and it was just laying up here on the bank, just trying to be still and hide. I got up a little closer, and it decided it needed to move. This is a freak. It's so big. I mean, there's 9 inches. This thing's 14, 15 inches long. But yeah, it's the biggest one I've seen in a while. I'll have to get the weight on that. But yeah, kind of look like a hog laying there. I do have another catch in a 330 right here. I mean, this one hadn't hit in 2 days, but this one hit again. I can't really tell yet if it's a nutria or a beaver yet. I'll pull it in here in a minute and take a look at it. I'm still in shock at the size of this beaver I got in the back of the canoe. Yeah, blew my mind. I come around the corner, seen it laying there. I thought it was dead. I come up a little closer to it. It started blinking. I said, "Uh-oh." Yeah. Woo-wee. Got exciting there for a minute. It's just another big old male nutria rat, but it's gonna be another 30+ inch skin. He was caught right behind the front legs, right where you want him to be caught. He didn't even wiggle the 8 stand. He was still stuck in the hole where he was trying to come out. But 2 beaver and a nutria for today. So that's 1, 4, 4, 3, 3 on the tally up here at the Beaver Lake sets. And I think it's still got another 1 or 2 left to get. But this big pig of a beaver I just got out of here was the big female. So yeah. You will not believe how big this sucker is. I mean, the video can't do it justice. And I'm gonna have to fight this terrible wind getting back to the boat ramp, but still not a bad day. I wasn't expecting much. The weather just wasn't quite right. But 3 catches today. There's the remake on this set. And there's the nutria next to the 2-year-old beaver. It's a big male nutria. But none of it, I mean, the 2 of them combined can't make the big beaver in the back. So, whoo, this one will hit again. Anything that's left in this den is going to have to come out. When they come out, they're either going to hit this 330 or that 330 in the run, in theory. It's a game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't. But just glad to see fur hitting the boat. And I'm going to head back to the boat ramp. Every now and then you'll catch one of these great big beavers that just make you totally rethink how big these things can actually get. There's I'd say better than 60-pound beaver on the tailgate of a Mazda truck. Tails on this end of the tailgate. And only likes about 7 to 8 inches, being all the way to the other end of the tailgate. And 9, 7, 16, 17 inches wide at the belly. I knew it was big. You don't know how big you try to roll one in the boat, but that's a good one. I'm gonna have to let him dry out and get a weight on him. But here's our normal size 2-year-old beaver and our normal adult size nutria rat, or aka koi poo. Everybody else calls them. We're the only country that calls them nutria. But 3 more catches. This thing right here is just a gobstopper, right? I'll come around the corner, seen that great big sucker laid on the bank. I didn't know if it was a beaver or what. Just glad to get it. Thanks for following along.